slow drift reveals layered rock ledges and silt ripples, shaped by currents that never truly stop. A slow drift reveals layered rock ledges and silt ripples, shaped by currents that never truly stop. Tiny pelagic fish blink silver once, then vanish, leaving only particles and depth held steady in frame.
Sediment lifts in soft veils along the bottom, showing the canyon breathes even without surface waves.
Broken shells and stones lie half-buried, each edge softened by years of falling debris and pressure.
Dark water stretches beyond the ledge, and the frame holds steady on texture, current, and silence. A baited circle hook hangs in the current, and the leader line sways with a quiet, steady pull. The main line enters frame as a dark thread, and the hook spacing reads measured across the canyon floor. Small scavengers tap the bait with quick touches, then retreat when the leader twitches under current. Silt puffs when the line tightens briefly, then settles back as the bait steadies again in place.
A giant octopus approaches cautiously, its arms reaching to feel the water's flow while staying out of the baited hook's direct line.
Two octopuses patrol the ledge, moving in loose spacing while the bait hangs untouched between them. One octopus glides closer, mantle pulsing, then pauses to watch the hook swing without committing yet.
Suction cups brush the leader, and the octopus releases, leaving only a gentle vibration behind it.
The bait is lifted slightly by an arm, then dropped, and the hook returns to its hanging position. A stronger tug bends the leader toward rock, and the octopus backs away before tension can build.
The octopus circles once, changing skin tone subtly to match stone, then resumes a slow patrol.
The beak nears the bait, then stops, and the hook remains free as the current rocks it gently.
Another octopus arrives, and both hover around the bait, building tension without taking it yet.
The beak closes on the bait, and the circle hook seats at the beak corner with clean alignment.
Suction cups lock the leader to rock, and the animal tries to pin the line against the ledge. A jet burst throws silt into a cloud, and the line angle shifts as the octopus pulls sideways hard. The octopus spirals around a boulder, attempting wrap, but steady tension prevents a full lock.
The leader hums with vibration, and the octopus turns dead weight, clinging hard to stone below.
A brief slack threatens the set, then tension returns as the octopus loses one anchor arm.
The animal releases rock and rises unwillingly, arms flaring wide before folding to conserve energy.
Midwater becomes a second battlefield, and the octopus jets in short pulses against constant pull.
Other octopuses fade into the canyon as the hooked animal climbs, leaving only pressure and particles.
At the surface, a buoy snaps sideways, and the main line tightens under a sudden, heavy load.
Gloves grab the buoy rope, and the crew guides it to the hauler with controlled timing.
The hauler drum turns slower for torque, and the leader stays pinned to prevent slack forming. A deckhand fits chafe guard at the rail, keeping the leader above steel edges during hard pulls.
Down deep, the octopus reaches for rock like an anchor, then slips as the line lifts it again.
A second buoy dips, and hull wash turns white as tension transfers cleanly from sea to steel.
The octopus nears the surface, and bubbles stream from the mantle as the pull forces it upward.
A tentacle breaks the surface first, and suction cups slap water beside the hull in foaming wash.
The crew times the swell, keeping the leader straight so the hook stays seated during each surge. A control line is readied, and a sling is laid out before the first full view beside the rail.
The octopus surfaces fully, arms spread wide, and the leader remains aligned to protect the beak hook.
Suction cups find the hull, and the animal presses hard while the crew keeps it clear of edges.
Near the surface, the buoy snaps sideways, and the mainline begins to sing under rising load.
The octopus clamps the rail, and a control line peels suction free in short, forceful steps. A sling slides under the mantle, and the crane takes weight slowly to avoid sudden tearing shock.
Water sheets off arms as the lift begins, and the deck clears a safe landing zone immediately.
The animal clears the water, hanging heavy and dripping, while the leader stays straight beside it.
A controlled landing follows, and the hook is checked at the beak corner before removal begins. 2 hands pin the leader, and the circle hook backs out cleanly without twisting soft tissue. Seawater rinse keeps the deck clean, and arms are folded to prevent suction fouling nearby gear. A paper tag is written, and the catch is iced and covered without delay to hold texture firm. The hauler resumes, and the main line slides inboard wet and heavy, resetting rhythm for another hit.
Deep below, a second octopus approaches the scent line, moving steadily across silt toward the bait. Arms wrap the bait, and the beak commits, starting a second hook set under swirling sediment. The circle hook seats at the beak corner again, and the leader exits only from the mouth opening. This octopus anchors harder, turning the pull into dead weight that makes the main line tremble. A jet burst breaks the anchor, and the animal rises as the line wins through steady torque.
Rain begins as fine needles, and deck lights sharpen each drop on gloves, steel, and moving line. The buoy line pulls hard enough to shake spray loose from the rail, signaling the fight below.
The hauler slows again, and boots brace wide as hands stay clear of snapback zones. Midwater tension stays constant, and the octopus folds arms inward, conserving energy against the lift. A brief slack threatens the set, then the leader is pinned straight, and tension returns immediately.
Arms spread wide, the octopus tenses as the line pulls, using every ounce of its weight to resist the surface's pull.
A control line guides the animal off the hull, keeping arms away from ladders, pipes, and edges.
The sling is threaded under the mantle, and the crane takes weight slowly in the rain.
The animal clears the water, dripping heavily, and the deck crew centers it to prevent impacts.
A soft landing follows, and the beak hook is checked again before careful removal starts.
Ice is refreshed immediately, and lids close as the crew protects quality before weather worsens.
Deep below, a loose group of octopuses gathers around the scent, hovering near hooks in silence.
One octopus tests the leader with suction, then backs off, while another reaches for the bait.
The beak commits, and the hook seats at the beak corner, starting a third fight in darker water. This animal wraps the leader around rock, and the line angle changes in sharp, grinding increments.
On deck, the hauler trades speed for torque, and the crew calls timing over wind and diesel hum.
The buoy dives twice, and hull wash turns white as the third load transfers into the system.
Silt clouds briefly obscure the animal. Then arms reappear as the leader keeps pulling upward. At the surface, tentacles spread in foam, and the crew guides the animal into a sling on swell. The crane lifts slowly, and the octopus hangs heavy, while deck signals safe movement in rain.
Hook removal stays precise, and the circle hook slides free from the beak corner in one motion.
3 catches sit secured under ice, and exhausted smiles appeal as the line work finally eases. A paper log receives quick marks, turning heavy pulls into a clean record before cleanup begins.
The last buoys come aboard, and the main line coils into neat stacks as rain begins to fade. Hoses rinse the deck, and hook racks fill the frame, keeping images tight, practical, and real.
Cold air rolls from the hold, and lids close as the crew seals the catch for the next stage.
Knots and swivels are checked by touch, confirming nothing is twisted, cut, or compromised tonight.
In the wheelhouse, a chart pencil marks the route, and analog gauges steady as speed returns. A quiet hero frame shows iced bins and folded tarps, letting scale read without gore or spectacle. Deck lights dim, and the ship settles, leaving only wake noise and steel vibration behind.
Coffee steams in gloved hands, and tired laughter breaks out briefly beside secured, covered bins.
A quick cheer rises, then fades, and work resumes with lids checked and ice topped once more.
The crew gathers for a short victory moment, framed tight around faces, gloves, and iced bounty.
Hands clap shoulders, and a quiet toast follows, honoring discipline together before any cutting begins. The celebration ends, and the workbench is readied, shifting the story from battle to food handling. Seawater rinse returns, and arms are arranged neatly on a clean table for controlled rough processing. Basic trimming begins with clean cuts, and the camera avoids messy detail while keeping work precise. Portions go into plain containers, and fresh ice is added immediately to protect firmness and taste.
In the galley, a pot reaches a steady simmer, starting a simple blanch for thick, muscular arms.
Salt, pepper, and citrus are measured carefully, keeping seasoning honest and focused on texture alone.
A hot pan sears the surface, and the room fills with hiss, steam, and metal clinks. Sliced rounds show suction cups and pale flesh, confirming octopus texture without any fish-like color.
In the mess hall, the first bite is quiet, framed by diesel hum and the ship's steady vibration.
Short nods replace shouting, and tired smiles appear as warm food follows long hours on deck.
Cleanup follows immediately, with knives washed and surfaces wiped, and remaining portions sealed for delivery.
At receiving, plain containers arrive on ice, and quality checks begin by touch and smell.
The walk-in door opens, and cold air spills out as trays are staged without readable labels. A chef trims precisely, keeping cuts clean and highlighting suction cup texture for refined plating.
Controlled cooking follows, using steady heat to soften collagen while preserving a firm, springy bite.
Char marks are added quickly, and citrus oil finishes the surface without masking ocean flavor.
The plate is built with restraint, balancing tentacle slices, greens, and sauce in a clean layout.
Servers carry the dish through a quiet room, and glassware catches warm light without visible logos. A diner cuts a tender piece, and the knife reveals pale flesh that holds together cleanly.
Quiet reactions underline the journey, linking deep-sea labor to careful service under soft room light. When service ends, a wiped table and stacked cutlery close the story with calm, ordinary finality.